What's up, everyone? It's Paul here from the Hoops Crew to provide you with an update on something that I'm very excited about. And regardless of whether you're a Geelong fan or a fan of those 17 other lesser teams, or even a Tasmania fan, I might add, this is something that should interest you over the course of 2024. I'm talking, of course, about Footy Bash, a game that I kind of outlined late last year, about October-ish, after going to a games convention and discovering this wonderful little gem that is on the way from the local team Danger Thumbs. This is a very, NBA Jam cross Blood Bowl sort of game that I'll kind of pop some gameplay on for now. We can kind of check out whilst I'm chatting here. Really fun, silly little game that I went hands-on with again this most recent weekend after going to the Game Expo in Melbourne. And the game was on show there, and I got to have a bit of a chat to the team, Dan and Barra, about how things were progressing. And obviously you can see it's very arcadey, also very violent, plenty of blood that's going to be all over the place. And the game has progressed a lot since I saw it 4 to 5 months ago now. I was really quite impressed. The core of it remains pretty true, and certainly the kind of bloody nature is awesome. The 5-minute halves that we're working with remains about the same. I'll hit play on that again. It's coming a long way. But I got to have a bit of a chat to them about some of the changes that have been made and some of the things that they're working on, some of the plans for the game going forward. And I first wanted to talk about some changes to the visual aesthetic of the game. Let's take a look at kind of how things have progressed. This is a bit of a before and after, and you would have seen the trailer that I showed late last year and gotten a bit of a sense for what they were going for. Then you can see the progression in the character models of what we're going here. Far more detailed. I believe one of the boys, at the very least one of them, is an Essendon fan, so they're not shying from that necessarily with the ability to don the sash here. But there's quite a progression there, and it really shows in that gameplay, which I'll bring back before we're done with this particular video. But I was really impressed by how the game has visually progressed since I last saw it. The hands-on experience is still a blast to play, and there were a few different additions and plans that the team had going into a launch that is coming within the next few months, all things going well, touch wood. So having a chat with Dan and Barra, they were talking about a few different things that I wanted to kind of share with people, things that I'm allowed to share, other things that I'm out of respect for the team, I'm going to keep under my hat. We spoke about kind of intended release dates, multiplayer. We spoke about stadiums and kind of their nature, story modes, that sort of thing. So I'll start with the release date, because I think that's the thing that most people would be really excited to hear about. The game is targeting a Q3 window. Now, if you're not kind of familiar with game speak, Q3, the third quarter of the year. So we're basically talking about kind of July, August, September, that sort of window. They're targeting an early access launch. And again, if you're not necessarily familiar with kind of game speak, early access is a growing kind of model within the video game space here, where you can put the game out there. It's not the final 1.0 full, complete, polished thing that might go in a box and on the shelf, for example, but something that can still be a work in progress. And it's kind of that very forward community, consumer-facing pitch, which is, hey, this game isn't done, but we're looking to solicit your feedback to improve the title further, make improvements, and then eventually get that final 1.0 build out there for everyone to play. The game will be coming out on Steam, so PC. Who knows? As a console player, I would absolutely love to play the game on a console in the future, but we know that requires working with Nintendo, Microsoft, and PlayStation there, and so you've kind of got to go through some hoops there, and we didn't necessarily discuss that. Remiss of me to not ask the question, but I'm sure we'll get opportunities in the near future. I am certainly hoping to get the guys on my games development podcast, Dev Diary, which you should absolutely go and check out. Sorry, plugs. But also Behind the Play in the months leading up to and around the launch of the game in its early access form. So look forward to that kind of in the Q3 window. They're trying to, it's touch wood, it's fingers crossed, they're trying to get a demo out there for the Steam Next Fest event, which kind of launches in and around that June window. So that's an opportunity potentially for people worldwide to go hands-on with this particular game and check it out. Obviously, I think the target audience is within our backyard, but there are absolutely expats that should be getting their hands on this if they're not already doing so. Next up is kind of the multiplayer, which through the kind of hands-on events that I've had, it's always been a local multiplayer, me and someone else sitting side by side going head-to-head. I'll note, didn't lose a single game when I was there playing on the weekend. look out, world, when this game comes out, I'm going to crush you. But it's going to support an online multiplayer. The plan is to support online multiplayer. So that's going to be awesome for people to be able to connect from around the country, around the globe, and go head to head in this frenetic arcade Blood Bowl and NBA Jam inspired bash. There's a range of other things I guess I wanted to address a little bit as well. Stadiums. The team is looking to, I guess the word that was kind of used to me when they were explaining it was modular. Now, this is going to link in with the story mode that they're looking to include in the game, which is going to focus on your ability to kind of build out your character, build out your club. There's going to be the natural ups and downs. I guess when we were talking about modular stadiums, my assumption is that, you get the opportunity to grow your home stadium, build new components to the stadium based on the success and I guess the profits and success that the club has. That, I'm instantly visualizing GMHBA, which is amazing right now, and being able to build it up and do crazier things with the stadium. More light shows would be unreal, based on, I guess, the earnings of the club and the success of the club. That you might get I don't know. I'm extrapolating a little bit now, but maybe you get grants from governments which allow you to then fund the stage 6 of GMHBA Stadium, where we, I don't know, have seating across the very top, whatever it is. I'm really intrigued by that idea, especially this kind of modular language that's being used. Really fascinated to see how that comes up. But even as a core concept, a story arc, we see that a little bit in NBA 2K. We see it in FIFA games. We see it in Madden. And it's really kind of cool to see it being included in this very arcadey game, which typically wouldn't have a mode like that at all. So to kind of be able to build out, customize your own character, and then go through a story mode with them is going to be really cool. The final thing I'll also shout out is the fact that Tasmania, one of the big subjects of conversation of the last week or so, with their announcement of the logo, their jumper, and all those sort of things, their colors will be available through Footy Bash. This is not a licensed title, so you're not going to see official products that have the Tasmanian logo or the Gold Coast logo or whatever, but there's so many different designs that you can create. Your Geelong hoops in the navy blue and white. You can do a whole bunch of other clubs and make it all kind of fit the bill. You can see Collingwood and Essendon being featured prominently here. There's no shying away from that, and yet it doesn't have logos and insignia, and so I don't foresee the team getting any trouble at all, and I wish them nothing but the best for that. Hopefully the AFL kind of comes on board to support the game in the future. That would be really, really awesome. I'll wrap things up by just kind of putting on that gameplay one final time so people can have one final look at kind of all that's going on, get that little bit of a feel for it. Again, we've got the center bounce here. Tap it down. Like it's contained, it's small in scope. The market, like I was really starting to get the hang of the marking, the sprints, those sort of things. This was the game Expo build that I got to play. You can see the logos all around the thing here. You've got like this charge feature. Basically just push the arm out. It's just a gigantic fend off as you go storming across the screen. That's really cool as well. So that is a little update, March 2024 update of what Danger Thumbs is up to with Footy Bash. I'm really enjoying how this game is developing. I hope you are too. I hope it is firmly on your radar for when it comes out later in the year. I wish the team nothing but the best. Again, hopefully you're seeing a lot more of them on Behind the Play for the Hoops crew, as well as my show Dev Diary. Please go check all of those out on podcast feeds and on YouTube. It would be amazing, and I think the team's going to be amazing. They're doing great things. People should absolutely check out this game. Thank you to both Dan and Barra for giving me some insights from the show floor on the weekend. Give me the opportunity to go hands-on and test it out. Hoping to chat with you guys a lot more in the future. Cats fans, remain Geelong strong. Keep your eye on this game. I'll see you later.